You do her thing again. Talking to you, not talking to me. So, once upon a time, I met a girl. A long time ago, about 10 years ago. And we had an experience that I can best describe it, in my opinion, the way I remember it. That was akin to the meeting of Romeo and Juliet, especially if you're going to go back to that 90s DiCaprio movie. It was special. And so we hung out, and a lot of things happened. I'll go into the story more in another time, but we found out the next day that neither one of us could alter the paths that we were on at that time, and those paths were going in different directions. So I asked for her number. I got her number. It was an idea that our meeting was so unique. The timing, the location, everything. So unique. And so perfect, and yet so terribly wrong. Because after that time that we spent together, we had no way of continuing on that way. She was going one way, I was going another way, and nothing was going to change that. Because we recognized that, our conversation turned to, well, maybe someday. Probably not, right? Just some girl. But she wasn't just some girl, and she had that starhood back then. So anyway, flash forward till about October 2016, and I realized that somebody that I had already been aware of, and who is very famous throughout the world famous person, though not everyone watching this would necessarily know who she is yet. Now, as for how that works, you probably know someone. Some of the people you know probably know who she is. I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm going to explain my plan here. I'm going to take anyone who wants to come along on the journey of trying to reconnect with this girl. The problem is that she's famous. And because she's famous, she's extremely hard for a non-famous person to get a hold of. I've made my attempts. I've wrote some letters. All I have is the fan mail. There's some social media out there, but when you're famous, or world famous, little messages like, hey, you remember me, might not get through. So the only way I can think to resolve this is to meet her in person at a social event where it's perfectly acceptable for another person, a fan, to go meet her, or meet a celebrity, aka a meet and greet, what have you. I'm shooting for making it to a meet and greet that's going to be the day after my birthday, which is going to be less than a month away. Now, twist to the story, she's not in America. She won't be in America. She's going to be in Europe. I'm a bit of a traveler, and I know how to handle myself, and I have the experience to get around, and I haven't been to Europe, so this is one big grand gesture. Now, before you go there, this is not Borat. If you remember the movie Borat, I'm not gonna sew up some bag and take this person and run around. It's not that kind of movie. It's not that kind of show, though it is. And the fact that my goal is to go somewhere and meet someone. I know Borat's different, don't, whatever. But I think this is my one chance. And so, you see, the problem, what I need to satisfy is the fact that when we had parted ways, this girl and I had always told myself that if I ever had the opportunity again to find her, I would do everything in my power to do so. It's actually really hard that she's famous. It's really hard for me. I'm very happy for her, very proud of who she's become, but this has made it so much more difficult for me. I can see her, she's there, and she's further away than ever before, it seems. You know, some people might show up at somebody's doorstep. I'm not that type of person. So while I am all about making this grand gesture, I don't want to come off as, you know, a danger or anything else. Again, remember, she knows who I am. I know that she remembers me. Though I practically completely forgot her. The story that I have to tell is amazing because I shouldn't have gone as long as I have without realizing who she was. It's just, she looks very different now. I look very different now. We'll go into that too. But anyway, I would like to invite you to come along on this journey. I'm beginning this YouTube channel as a means to take myself through the process. And if I'm able to present this story and take people along with me, if you come with me and you enjoy what happens, and regardless, you know she's going to reject me, right? This is gotta be the end of the story. I am not down on myself in any way. I just can't imagine if the shoe was on the other foot and someone just popped up in my life and said, "Hey, do you remember me?" That anything would come of it. I think there'd be a million reasons that a lot of people might think that there'd be no means, but even my hope is that even though she probably will reject me, my grand gesture and her reviewing of this material, because that is another thing that this video is, it's a log. It's something to show her, you, if you're watching, what I've been doing to try to get there. And yes, this is my present to you. You are my present to her. And those quantum loops and stuff like that might happen quite a bit, because I really don't want to tell anybody right now. Now see, I'm thinking about doing a Fund Me Now type of thing, because though I'm going to be able to manage my mortgage and manage a number of other things, it's going to get really tight, especially a trip to Europe. I have found a way to get there for about $1,000. That's get there, get back, eat, have a hotel for 2 nights, go to the concert, go to the meet and greet, which is the most expensive part, and fly around trip. Oh, and take the bus there. Now, so I really don't want to have to do it, but if I don't get something working on that, then I'm going to have to sell my car, and it's no big deal. I think that's the best way to go. I know it's a little much. It's not a fancy car or anything, and just would allow me to be able to get through all the things I need to get through. The idea is like, best case scenario, I'm in a situation where I can make sure that my life here completely goes without a hitch, goes on without a hitch, while I'm away. I have people in my life that can help. I have my mortgage paid up for a few months, and in the craziest of crazy, if she was excited to see me, if we had somehow that same connection, then, you know, I'd go on tour if she'd have me, and I'd work, and I'm actually quite qualified to do the things that, you know, I don't know for sure. I haven't actually been on tour before, but I've done just about everything that I could imagine I would need to do to be a perfect fit in that situation. There's a lot of things that would work for me to go, even if such a thing was a bust, and say I went on the road and moved the equipment, you know, did whatever I could do to not be a burden, you know, but if nothing else, I'm writing a book series. It's kind of an international thing anyway, so though I have a little bit of understanding of Asia and you know, the lower parts of North America and you know, every state but Hawaii, you know, I'll use that information, but you know, to be in Europe or something like that, if all this happened, which right, but if nothing came of it, if we tried and it didn't work, it would certainly not be a waste of my time. I would make sure it wasn't a waste of hers. I'm just gonna try. I promised myself I would try, and so here I am, about to do this thing. Now, I think I need to pause right now just because I have to see how we're doing. All right.